kábíyèsí olúwa mi àìgbọ́ búburú lẹ́nu abọ́ rẹ̀ ẹ̀ gbó ẹ̀ tọ́ ẹ̀ kó wa jẹ ẹ̀ bí sun ẹ̀ bí wà rẹ̀ kábíyèsí olúwa mi àgbọ́dọ̀ mú sọ ni o bí ẹ bá lè pé ọdún 10 lórí ìtẹ́ àwọn bàbá yín bí ẹ bá bí akọ olúwa mi ó léwu pọ̀ o.
kábíyèsí tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́dún 10 pé tẹ́ ò bí akọ ẹ forí ìtẹ́lẹ̀ o ẹ lè fìlú yìí lẹ̀ pátápátá.
ó ṣe wọ ẹ̀yin àwo jẹ́ àwọn obìnrin mi mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ó ní wọ́n wà nínú oyún ẹ bá mi bí àwọn alálẹ̀ káwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ó bí ọkùnrin. fọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀kejì.
Hey guys, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Drum roll please. Today, I'm here to serve you guys something sumptuous, something nice, something delicious, something you're not ready to get served. Don't forget, my name is Moyo Sareolua, and today it's all about movie review, and the movie we'll be talking about today is AJAKAJU, Beast of Two Worlds. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you guys for always supporting this amazing Mo brand, because this is the echoes of the amazing Mo. And if you're just watching this, if you're just joining this channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button below. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, because you cannot afford to keep missing this fine face anytime we put a new post up there. Thank you guys for always being so amazing. So the movie we're talking about today is AJAKAJU, Beast of Two Worlds, written by Eniola Ajao, directed by Odunlade Adekola. For the sake of people who have not seen AJAKAJU, Beast of Two Worlds, like I said, it's a movie written by Eniola Ajao. And of course, I must say, this kind of movie coming from, of course, it is a Yoruba genre movie, and this kind of movie coming from Eniola Ajao is actually something, I would say it's something different. I mean, I follow her and I kind of know the kind of movie she does, and you know, she sitting down to write a script like this, I feel like it's beautiful. So let me just dive into a synopsis of the movie for the sake of those who didn't or who haven't seen this movie. This movie is all about a particular village with a king. It's an epic movie. It's centered around a king who has he had 3 wives. Yes, I think it was 3 wives. Yes, 3 wives, and then eventually had to marry another one because he is out there looking for a male child. He's looking for a son, and based on the tradition of that village, if the king does not produce a male child within a particular year, within some years of his you know, on the seat, on the throne, he would have to be dethroned. That is actually the tradition. So this king is actually out there, he's on a quest, let me say it like that, he's on a quest looking for a male child. At a point, the movie actually started with you know, seeing the 3 wives of this king. They are all heavily pregnant, but it turns out that when they would all give birth, they all gave birth to a female child, contradicting what the king actually wants. It felt sad, and at one point he had to, you know, choose another wife again. And it was after, I mean, along the movie that we got to know that this wife is actually not human. And need I say that the movie started well with a good narrative, with a good, and I love the way the storyteller also told the story all throughout. It was like a consistent thing throughout the movie. I love what the narrator was able to do with, you know, the story, how she was able to put it. It was really a nice thing. So at some point the king had to bring in a new wife who happens to be the beast of 2 worlds, you know, a human and then an animal. an antelope. Yes, an antelope. He wanted to, you know, fight to, you know, as a king, he needed to. There was a particular evil going on in the village. So at a time in the village, there was this beast that was disturbing all the hunters, that hunters couldn't go into the forest to hunt anymore, because whenever they go out like that to hunt, they always come back with dead bodies and all of that. The king tried to, you know, make propitiation, you know, give to the gods, and at the end of the day, he encountered the beast that was causing all of this chaos in the wild, that didn't allow their hunters to go and hunt anymore. And then he had to tame the hunter, the beast, and the beast actually promised him that if he would take off the magic that used to chain her down, that he would grant him whatever he wants, since he's actually looking for a male son. So eventually the king proposed to the beast that on one condition, if you would be my wife, and of course she agreed, also giving her own condition that the king must not at any point or the other call her an animal, which of course eventually happened. The first time the beast gave birth to, of course she gave birth to a male son for the king, but something happened. She threw the child into, you know, a fire, into a burning fire. Then the second time that she would give birth again, this time around again, she gave birth to another son for the king. This time around again, everybody was happy. They wanted to collect the child from her. I was already saying probably she was suffering from post whatever they call it, you know, and she snatched the child from the nurse again, and went to throw the child into the water. Now she came back to the palace. Everybody started abusing her, blah blah blah. That's how the king broke the agreement they had, that he would never call her an animal, but eventually the king called her an animal, which actually takes us back to how the whole chaos started. It was a hunter, you know, having a transaction, let me call it a transaction, with the Oluigbo of the forest, the forest, whatever, the Oluigbo. And the Oluigbo told the hunter that he must never hunt down an antelope, which he eventually did because of money. And this was what actually caused the chaos that started in the beginning. So we were meant to understand that humans, no matter what, will always break their promises. So it happened that eventually the king was supposed to, you know, vacate the throne because he couldn't produce a male son. At the end of it all, we were made to understand that this beast actually didn't kill the two sons that he threw into the fire and the water. That he actually kept them with it's a twist, actually kept them with her family, our family, the antelope's family. So eventually it ended on a happy note, which I actually didn't want it to. Don't get me wrong, I am not a sad person, and I'm not a psychopath. I just feel like it could have made more sense if she didn't come back, because it is only humans that we tend to want to give a second chance. She could have just gone, we don't need it again. He broke the promise. In his lifetime, in another lifetime of his, he will learn to keep to his promise. But eventually, I am not a story writer. I am just a watcher. I am just a commentator. I am just a reviewer. The movie ended well. The king did not vacate the throne. She came back with the two sons, and it was a happy ever after. So now, what is my own take about this movie? Talking about the sound, it's good. I saw it in the cinema, so the sound was deafening, but it was good. The sound was sounding. The AI feature that started with the storytelling, everything, they did it nice, they did it well, and they've grown. They've grown in that aspect, and they are really utilizing this AI thing very well. That was also a nice thing. The color, at every point I kept saying I love the background songs. I love the background songs. Unlike those days that we'll be watching songs and movies and they'll be it's always funny, but I like the background songs that they gave it. So what is my perspective? I like the costume. I like everything. But I just feel like as much as the movie followed, it followed a particular pattern. I said when I started watching the movie, I think after I saw about 10 scenes, I was like, I love the fact that they are following, this chronological order. It's not like we are lost in a story. We understand that yes, this king must have done something, because when I started seeing the movie, I felt like, okay, this king must have done something, because even the person that now came to give birth to sons for him at the end of the day is actually killing the children, not knowing that she was actually keeping them somewhere. So I felt like probably the king has done something that warrants all the punishment that he was going through. Eventually we found out that the mother happened to be a witch who has actually given the promise in their coven that her son would never give birth to a male child, and she would continue to be the leader of the coven. So at the end of the day, she was able to fight for it. But my perspective here is, at some point they broke that chronological sense. They stopped following, at some point you just realized, okay, we don't even know how many years it has taken. It was only at the end they now said few moons later. From the beginning we did not know how many years. We just kept seeing that the wives were getting pregnant. This one got pregnant the first time. We don't know how many months it's in. I felt like there were some yes, I'm saying that they were trying to cut short some things so that it will not be prolonged, but I feel like there were some imaginations that they could have given we the viewers. There's some explanations they could have given us in between to make us understand that, okay, this is how many years she has taken before she had taken again, and then the king had to even take her to the top of the mountain to beg her not to actually throw this next son. So I feel like there were some information that where we felt, I won't use the word we felt, that we were limited, we were not given the chance to see because of omission of the writer. So aside the omission and then the fact that they did not really, they carried us along from the beginning, but at some point they stopped carrying us along. I feel like every other thing in the movie, the language, yes, it's Yoruba language, it's well spoken, and the subtitling, yes, they are actually good. It's a good movie, and I feel like every one of us should see it if you're a chance, if you're free, or you're a movie lover. It actually celebrates our culture, the Yoruba culture. It also celebrates the Yoruba costume, which I like, from the movie premiere, how everybody turned up, and even the movie, how the costumes are able to match up with all of that and every other thing they do in the palace. And aside that, I feel like the movie was basically centered around the palace. I mean, the palace, the queen, the king, the chiefs, the priest, and the chief priest. Other than that, we didn't really see much of the villagers, and what's a kingdom without the villagers, So I feel like that one was also omitted. So other than that, every other thing is perfect. Yes, every other thing, I feel like they did their best and they really tried. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of Eniola Ajao movie. Yes, because I feel like she's eventually coming up, and I think it's a good movie to see after all. And talking about my favorite cast, I love talking about my favorite cast in the movie. I really did not see anybody that I would say is my favorite cast. I like, of course, Odunlade Adekola comes with everything in him, and I think this time around Eniola Ajao gives me this doubt of, okay, she's not bad after all. I'm sorry, I'm just sharing my own perspective, but I usually feel like this lady is beautiful, she's got the face, I always feel like she can do more. But with this act that she took up, with this performance she did in this AJAKAJU, I feel like she really did well, and she's coming up after all. And yes, I love what she's doing now. Messi Aigbe, of course, I love her character in the movie, and I've spoken about Bimbo Akintola myself, and Fathia, yes, I love Fathia too. I love every cast in the movie. I actually love their role. When it comes to Ibrahim Chatta, I can always talk with sentiment. I love him naturally. I mean, I love the way he acts, and the fact that they did not exclude him in this movie makes me like the movie the more. Seeing Ibrahim Chatta in the movie is is a tick box for me already. So I like the fact that they included him in the movie. So you can go see the movie, and if you've seen it and you feel like, okay, there is something I'm not mentioning or I did talk about, probably the omission, the addition, and what you appreciate most about the movie, kindly drop your comments in the comment section. And don't forget how we do it here. If there's any movie you want me to make review on, please drop it on the comment box. So guys, we've come to the end of today's movie review. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, my name is Moyo Sariolu, and you're watching Echoes of the Amazing Mo. Till next time again, I love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah.